I am kind of scared for the future of video games just as a whole. Not because of the Nintendo Switch 2 trailer that came out yesterday, but because of how expensive the things relating to it are. I was personally over the moon with how the trailer was yesterday. I really couldn't be happier with it. I think that it's a huge improvement, advancement for all just video games in general. Having the Switch finally be able to compete with these major corporations that have these other consoles like PlayStation, Xbox, even PCs and handheld PCs. $450, not that crazy for the Switch 2. I think that that's really good value for what they're providing. It's a really good modern game console. It's really just not that crazy. Like a PS5 is $500. PS4 was that when it came out. Xbox Series X is pretty comparable also. So I feel like it's pretty normal. The games, however, I don't feel that way. $80 for Mario Kart World is unbelievable. $70 for the new Donkey Kong game, also unbelievable. It's hard to believe that $70 is starting to become good when we got news that games will be $80 and potentially even $90, although I'm not sure that that's true. That hasn't been proven yet. But I don't know, it's just really scary to me. I feel like this opens up a world where a lot of other companies are making games that are equally expensive and everything just gets boosted in price just because Nintendo got away with it. Fortunately, the games do look a lot better. The Switch being 4K, 120 FPS, and 1440p when docked and stuff. I think that that's really, really good just in general, obviously. But I don't know, as someone that came to the front when Legends ZA was announced and there was so many people complaining about how awful the graphics are, and I came to front and said, graphics aren't really why I play Pokemon, but I do think that they look pretty good, considering the Switch 2 and the regular Switch's power. They have to cater to the old Switch, even though the Switch 2 will probably look better. I just don't know that I can stand up for that if it's gonna be $80. For an $80 game, I should be in the game, dude. I should be in Kalos. There's no reason for me to pay $80 to play a Pokemon game. That's crazy. The sad thing is, I'm going to, and so many people are going to also. So I'm part of the problem just as much as everybody else, but I don't know. I just can't imagine being a kid nowadays having to save up almost $100 to buy a new Pokemon game. That's if you're thinking logistically, that's a whole good third of a kid's Christmas present. At least it would have been for me growing up, or a lot of kids' whole Christmas present. You get one game, not two. I used to get DS games. I used to get 2 or 3 DS games for Christmas. Now you're getting one, maybe 2 if you're lucky. That's if you have a $450 Switch. That's ridiculous too, but I mean, it's a good console, so I think that they're going to get away with that. I think that that's more realistic, but I don't know. This whole presentation came off really money hungry and just a little greedy. It kind of put me off of it. Even charging extra for the expansion passes, for the Zelda games and stuff. I do get that they add content. The Zelda games didn't look like they're going to, weirdly enough. But the games like Kirby and the Forgotten Land and stuff, those actually add content, like Mario Party Jamboree. So I think that that's overall just good. If you don't want to spend the money extra to get the extra upgrades and stuff and you already bought the game, just don't. But I don't know, just for the graphical upgrades for the Zelda games, if that's all that it changes, I feel like that's a little weird, considering they have other games that are getting updated for the Switch 2 that have these graphical changes that are just free. Like Scarlet and Violet, you see the list. So that'll be good, but it's just a little weird that they're charging. I don't really know how they determine what to charge for and what not to charge for. When there's Zelda that doesn't seem to add any content, but either way, I'm sure they'll figure that out. That's not that crazy to me, but just seems a little bit just weird. I don't know. I wish we got it for free. They also announced there's going to be a Switch 2 edition game of Legends ZA. So if they're charging $80 for ZA and then on top of that get more for the Switch 2 edition, maybe that's not going to be the case. I'd like to think it's going to be $60 like old games, and then you just pay the extra to get it put on the Switch 2. But I don't know. It just seems a little weird. Hold on. I just realized this while editing. $60 for the original game and then $30 or $20 or whatever to upgrade it to the Switch 2 version of the game is still $90, $80. So hopefully they don't do that. I don't know why I said that. That seemed like math was right to me in the time, but I don't know. I just feel like it feels like you're paying a premium already, so much of a premium for the Switch 2 that the games should just be the same price. Or they should have made the Switch 2, like I said, or I'm going to say in the future of this video now, the games should be more expensive like they're going to make them, and the Switch 2 should just be like $350, $400 max, so that you're not paying a premium for both things. They just chose the worst of both worlds and then just made everybody upcharge like crazy. I don't know, it just feels really bad, man. It really does. Anyway, the rest of the video. But like the Pro Controller is $80 now. They're charging more for like grips. They're charging for the game that you tore the Switch. That was the first part of the presentation, because they didn't talk about prices at all in the presentation, which I see why, because I think that people would have been really rowdy about this, and they already are. Like you see in the Treehouse Mario Kart Direct thing that they just held today, people were literally just spamming in the chat, drop the prices, because like it really is crazy. And I kind of let myself take a day to like process this and just get my full opinion on it, because the trailer did come out yesterday. And I'm glad I did, because I do see the merit for a $450 system. It's a really good system, but the prices of the games is just really sad. Because if you get like as a kid, I'm thinking about this for kids, because a lot of adults will spend the money, will just save the money and just be able to pay for this stuff. But for a kid, if you get a Switch for your birthday, right, or like Christmas, that's a big gift. Now you got to pay a fifth of the Switch for a game. That's crazy. You want 5 games, you're paying the same amount as the Switch. Like, I guess that's the same way it was, but the Switch was also cheaper and the games were cheaper. So the kid in me really just doesn't see a world where a lot of people are able to afford this anymore, which is sad, because it's just such a great hobby, and so many kids, including myself, grew up playing these games. Like, literally, my life would be completely different without Pokemon and Animal Crossing and stuff. And it makes me sad that there's going to be a lot of people that are steered in the direction of not being able to play these games and experience the things that I was able to experience as a kid, because they just can't afford to. I know that inflation is a thing, but when games last month were $10, $20, $30 cheaper, I just don't see any reason. They just know that they can get away with it, and they are going to, unfortunately. But I think overall, like I said, the presentation was great. We saw a lot of really, really nice, like, awesome things that we've all wanted for such a long time. Just much better graphics. The Legend CA looks incredible. The smoothness, maybe not $80 worth, but it's pretty dang good. But I don't know. I just really want to talk about this because it's something that's I'm really passionate about, and I just I've seen a lot of other people talk about this. It's expensive. It really is. And it makes me sad. It really does. It makes me really sad that this is going to be a new norm for the gaming industry. I can guarantee that. And I just don't really see it changing. But maybe I'll eat my words and it'll be better. I think ideally what I would have liked to see was either them charge still like $80. I think that this is fine if they make the Nintendo Switch 2 price like $350. Like, I think that they could have shocked everybody if they just bit the bullet on how much the Switch 2 costed. Maybe not make quite as much money, because they probably still would be making money at $350. But just shock everybody with how cheap that is, and then kind of balance it out by charging more for the games, and realize that people are going to buy a lot of games and it'll even out. But they just want money, like everyone. So that's just my 2 cents. Follow my Twitch if you want. That's about it. Have a good one. Hopefully this changes. I'll be really sad if it doesn't.